Hello, everybody. Ella J here on behalf of WrestleZone, and today I am joined by the Princess of Perfection, Rachel Lay. How are you today?
Hello, everyone. Good. How are you today?
I am fantastic to catch up with you because you have such a fascinating background, which we'll get into. But before we get into anything athletic, I understand you're a big lover of books. You are an avid reader. So I
Oh,
have
yeah.
to know, what are you currently reading?
I'm currently reading it's called Apprentice to the Villain. It's the third book in the series. Oh wait, no, the third one's called Accomplice to the Villain. The first one is Assistant to the Villain, the second one is Apprentice, and then the third one's Accomplice. So,
Sounds a little bit of a mystery. What's the series
um,
about?
it's kind of like the way the book's set is like in like almost like a fairy tale type of setting, but it's like The Office. So each chapter is like a new character and like they break the fourth wall. So they're like talking to the reader during times and it's like a funny little like rom-com type of situation. It's cute though, but she's definitely like stretching it out because it's definitely been a popular series. So she's like trying to get her money's worth.
Yeah, gotta get that bag. It
Yeah.
definitely tracks too, because I understand you're a big fantasy lover. It sounds like you're into romance as well. What else are you typically drawn to, like genre-wise, when it comes to reading? What really piques
Um,
your interest?
I mean, I get all my suggestions on Book Talk, and then one of my like best friends, she's also an avid reader. She reads like double the amount of books I do. But she'll send me recommendations, be like, "Oh, I read this, you should read this. Oh, I read this, you should read this." So that's kind of where I get my all my recs from, and then my bookshelf is all right here, so I don't know
Yeah.
if you can see it.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's getting a bit full there. I see you.
Yeah. And then I have my Kindle where I read
Yeah.
like most of my books. And then if I like the book, then I'll buy the physical as like a trophy. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I also have a friend who's really into books. She sets goals for herself. I don't remember how many books she was aiming to read this year, but are you one of those people who has like book goals as well?
So last year my goal was to read 100 books and I did it. Did I cheat in November and read like 10 novellas that were like 150 pages? Yes. But I still hit my 100 books. So I was happy about that. This year I am nowhere close. This year, but I also like debuted this year.
Yes.
A lot of my time has been taken up with like driving and then doing shows and stuff like that. So
Yeah, I was gonna say with the shoot job as well, I presume on top of it. Yeah, you're a busy gal this year, so it makes sense. But it still seems that you're making time to enjoy yourself and reading. It may just not be as much, you know.
yeah.
You're kind of living out a fantasy of your own if you think about it,
Yeah.
because you've got your own wrestling character as well, which I know a lot of people when it comes to like film, TV, and books, a lot of they incorporate that into their in-ring persona. So I'm so curious, has that applied to you as well so far? Talk to us about the process of crafting and creating your in-ring character.
Yeah, so I didn't really go the book route. I think that would be really cool. And like at some point when I do get a contract, if they want to, like I'll pitch the idea.
Yeah,
But the Princess of Perfection kind of came from the fact that I have a gymnastics background.
yeah,
So like perfect 10 type of like, oh, she's pretty. All of her moves are very clean and crisp and like they look perfect. So that's kind of where it came from. And like I can go either baby face or heel with that type of moniker.
yeah,
Like I typically try to stay baby face as much as possible because when I work heel, I'm a knockoff wannabe Tiffany Stratton. So, and I don't mean to, but the thing is I do a lot of the similar moves
yeah.
because of the similar background. And then if I was to be a heel on top of it, it's not really like a mean heel. It's more of a like, ew, like get away from me, like I'm better than you type
Yeah.
of like clueless vibe.
Yeah, with the nickname like Princess of Perfection, you could be like all American girl, or
Mhm.
you can be like you said, ew, kind of like that snobby,
Yeah.
not cheerleader, but snobby athlete. So like it can go either way. So I feel like you've been balancing that out pretty well.
Mhm.
I will say though, one thing that I love is your ring gears, girl. Like I know you've gotten inspo from Starfire before. I love Teen Titans.
Yes.
Love to see that. What is your process looking like when you're crafting and envisioning your ring gear? What are your go-to sources for that department?
So I constructed the idea like way over a year ago that I wanted to do the Sabrina Carpenter look, and then
Yeah.
everyone else decided to do the Sabrina Carpenter look. But I have receipts that prove that like I wanted this first. So if people say I copy, I can be like, no, this has been in the process
You've
of
got
my
receipts.
yes. So that's where the like whole cart heart cutout thing came from.
Yeah.
I only have 4 sets of gear right now. I just made a deposit today, for 2 new sets that I'm working with a girl. They're both gonna be different.
Mhm.
So, we're gonna kind of keep the heart theme, but we're gonna switch it up a little. And yeah, I'm super excited. We're kind of doing these 2 sets of gear are more like Harry Styles inspired.
Oh, okay. Harry Styles has done a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. Can you give us maybe a hint at like the color scheme potentially?
So one set is gonna be red and black.
Okay.
That's all I'm gonna say. And then the other set's gonna be orange, pink, and purple.
Oh, okay.
But I feel like that's
I
not really a common color scheme
no.
used. So
It's really not, now that I'm thinking about it. So I'm excited to see how
yeah.
Harry Styles translates into that. That sounds like
Yeah.
really exciting. That's always a fun way to explore too. You have that as an indie wrestler, you have that creative freedom. I'm always here for dogs. You have to tell us about your doggo now. Hello there.
This is Flynn.
Aw.
He was trying to jump up here because I don't have a sofa yet. So he gets separation anxiety
Aw, yeah.
on my bar stool right now. We're waiting for my sofa to come in the mail.
Mm-hmm.
So the
Aw.
cat's sitting on the island right here chilling. So he was like, I'm being left out right now.
Yeah. Aw.
So he's just gonna sit in my lap here.
That's totally fine. I have two cats and they sometimes like to make cameos on camera as well. So I fully embrace the fur baby cameo. I'm all
Yeah.
here for it. Thank
He's-
you, Flynn, for being here. Oh, okay.
Where is
Oh my
he?
God. Oh, that's so adorable.
There he is.
What's this little guy's name?
His name is Monroe.
Oh, that's
So if you
awesome.
can see, he has like 2 little speckles
Yeah.
on his face. So we first thought he was a girl, so we named him Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the vet was like, "Nah, he's a boy," and I was like, "Okay, we
Yeah.
can keep the name, but just make it Monroe." So
Yeah. I love that.
chilling here, and
Aw.
there's the dogs in my lap.
Yeah, I'm a pet mama as well. I love them. They're the
Yeah.
dearest thing ever.
They're best
Um,
friends too. Like they have their Zoomies every night together.
yeah.
And the cat will sit there and like clean the dog, like because they're just best friends. He'll sit there and just lick the dog and
hmm
clean the dog. So.
I have to ask you. So I have two cats. One is gonna be 15, the other's 11. They're really weird sometimes. Do your pets have any like weird habits that they do?
Um, I mean, so Flynn's like 18 months at this
Okay.
point. Monroe is 5. Um, Whenever Monroe uses the litter box, Flynn will go in afterwards and eat the litter that gets discarded from the litter box. Is gross.
Yeah.
I've tried to stop it. I've
Aw,
tried everything, but yeah, he's weird.
baby boy. He's
He's
learning.
grown up
He's
before.
just a baby.
This thing has eaten, bro. I don't cords, ribbons, literally. He's never thrown up.
Oh,
He's never thrown up.
wow.
So
You got a
I don't
strong
know.
digestive
He's
system, Flynn.
indestructible, I guess. So that's the only weird quirk I can think of besides the
Yeah.
if the cat cleans him.
He's he's just being pampered, is what he's being by the cat. That's
Oh, well,
hilarious.
dachshunds are known to be like, oh, I'm needy. Like you have to be around me all the time. Like
Yeah,
so,
I get that. But he's
not
just a baby.
I know. And then I take him. I don't take him everywhere, but like
Yeah.
he fits in my purse. So
Oh
I'll just
yeah.
put him in my purse, and then people like freak out. They're like, "Oh my God, it's a weenie dog!" I'm like,
Just
"Yeah."
chills like in your purse, like doesn't try to. That's a well-behaved dog
Doesn't
then. Like
bark.
outside then.
The only
Wow.
time he barks is if he sees another dog because he wants to
Mhm.
go like say hi to it, and then
Yeah.
as soon as he meets the dog, he stops barking.
Oh.
And he
Hmm.
barks at kids because kids will come up and be like, ah!
Yeah.
So that he barks at them. But like if a kid comes up and is like puts his hand out, then he's fine.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay. Well, you seem to be very well behaved right now, Finn. So keep it up. That's adorable.
thank you.
But obviously getting back to yourself, you mentioned you were a gymnast for 18 years, but admittedly your dream job was to be a stunt double. So tell us more about your childhood dream. Did you ever have an opportunity to live it out at all?
So after college I kind of looked into doing like stunt work.
Yeah.
It never really went anywhere. And then the opportunity arose with WWE where they DM'd me and I was
Yeah.
like, wait, this is actually like super cool. It's definitely something that I would want to pursue. And like in a way, like you are doing like stunts.
Yes.
So like it's like one take stunts in front of a live crowd and there's some acting involved. So
Yeah, absolutely. Well, since you brought it up, we'll get to that. Obviously, summer of 2023 was really pivotal for you. I think by that point you had already graduated college, or
Mhm.
yeah, so you were kind of doing your own thing, maybe figuring out what you wanted to do next, especially right after college. I totally get that. If you recall, what was your initial reaction when you received this? Because I assume it was probably from WWE Recruit. That's normally how it goes. And was wrestling even on your radar at that point?
No. And I hate to say that because like it's the that's the case for most of the people that end up going to the
Yeah.
tryouts. I took it as seriously as I could because as soon as I like realized what it was, I was like, wait, this would be really sick. And like I prepared as much as I physically could, but like you can't teach like years and years and years
Yeah.
of history of a sport to someone in like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So like there was only so much I could grasp. There was only so much cardio I could do. And I also had no clue what kind of cardio they were gonna put us through. So like me doing the stair climber did absolutely nothing for what I was put through. Like we were doing in ring like blow up drills, which I didn't know what that was at the time. So I like just I loved that week. And after the week, I was like, if I get a contract, great. If not, I still want to do this. And so they called us a couple weeks later, and unfortunately, I didn't get one. But I was like, you know what? I took like 2 or 3 months. And then I was like, you know what? At the beginning of the new year, I'm gonna find a school. I'm gonna start training at it, and we're gonna go from there. So I found a little tiny school in Nashville called FXC
Yeah.
and was training there. I don't know. Do you want me to go through like the whole story?
If you want to, be my guest
Yeah, had my debut at the beginning of
in
this year.
January against
Yes.
Cameron Bernay, by the way, former
Yeah.
NXT, kind of full circle for you. Go on though.
Yeah, so the owner of the school was like, we want to bring in someone that like is gonna help you. Like he wanted like quality matches with quality people, which I
Yeah.
completely understand. Um, like a rep is a rep, but a good rep gets you noticed. So was doing shows with them. Unfortunately, they're like shut down now. They're like in a momentum of pausing. They had to like
Wow.
switch locations. So I don't really know what's going on with them. But um yeah, Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW is kind of where I've gotten most of my reps at. And that all started like it was all just like I wouldn't say like a God-given moment, but pretty much was. I went there to watch my friend debut, and we took my car because he drives an electric car. So it
Mhm.
wouldn't have made the distance from Nashville to Louisville and back with even charged at full capacity. So I was like, oh, like we can just take my car. It's not a big deal. I was transitioning between jobs. So I was like in that 2 week period where I
Yeah.
didn't do anything. And I was like, oh, I don't mind like driving, like just help pay for gas or whatever. And I had had my gear in the trunk because I had worked like an extra on SmackDown like a week or two prior. And because I hadn't learned don't ever go anywhere without your gear yet. Like, because I was literally only had two matches. So like I didn't
Yeah.
so it just happened to be in the back of my trunk. And Brandon introduced me to Al and the creative team and all of them there. And so I was just sitting in the stands, like watching them, everyone like come up with who's doing what matches are happening, blah, 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 blah. And then Brandon comes up to me, that's my friend. And he was like, do you have your gear? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, Al Snow wants to talk to you. And I'm like, okay. So I walk in the office. He was like, do you want an opportunity? And I was like, yeah. And he was
Duh.
like, don't
Yeah.
lie to me. How many matches have you done? I said, two. I've done two matches. And he just like paused there for a second and he was like, let's do it. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And so he put me with Leela Feist. She's based out of Indiana, White
Yeah.
River Wrestling. Um, Jake Oman was her trainer. And he was like, these are the cameras. I need you to do this stuff this way so it shows up on hard cam this way. This is all TV. I'm watching your footwork and I'm watching your selling. Keep it simple. That's all I want to see. If you can do those three things, camera, selling, and footwork. And I'm like, okay. So we kept it a simple match and thought it went well. And then at the end of the show, I went to say thank you, like was shaking everybody's hands. And he was like, so you'll be back next week, right? And I was like, you want me back? And he was like, yeah. And that's how I got on OVW.
Yeah, you're kind of a regular there now. Honestly, if there's any place to learn, especially in your first year, OVW is a great place, smaller crowd, but you do get the TV experience kind of very quickly for yourself. So I imagine though, maybe the adjustment to TV might have been a little bit weird at first. How has it been adjusting to performing for a camera?
I don't really think it's anything like crazy different. Maybe
Okay.
that's just me. I think it's just because I did a performative sport for so long
True.
that
Hmm.
they say sell to the camera. Okay, I just find the camera. Like it's even like in gymnastics, you're doing a floor routine. That's a minute and a
Yeah.
half. And if you're on TV, like you're finding that camera or you're finding the judges. Like
Yeah.
normal meet, you're finding the judges. You're hitting a pose, you're looking at them, like you're showing emotion to the judges. And so like I think that's the way that my brain puts it is like, oh, it's the same thing. So like I didn't think it was that much of a difference of a transition. So
I mean, that's great to hear. You already got that confidence for the camera. You're like, I'm ready. So that's awesome too. And you're surrounded by a locker room mixed of vets and other rising stars. Obviously, Al Snow has decades of experience. What are some things that you've learned from working with the OVW locker room and your peers that has really stuck with you so far?
I think just like being able to work with females. I was the only
Yeah.
girl in the school, because it was a really small school.
Yeah.
So just being able to work with females and have like a female like trainer there So like we would come up with matches and like it was I think it was a triple threat. Maybe it was a tag team. I don't remember. But we were trying to come up with a move for me to do this one girl. And one of the guys, one of the managers was like, "Oh, like do some DDT or something like that." And then Maria was like, "Why don't you do the Mickey James DDT?" I'm like, "What's that?" She shows me a video of it. I'm like, "Okay, I can do that." But like if a female would only think about doing another female skill.
Yeah,
So like that guy would have never been like, yeah, go do the Mickey James DDT. He wouldn't have thought of that. Because it's just like they don't, not that they don't pay attention to the women, but like that's not going to be the first thing that
I
comes.
get it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's nice to have like a female there that can be like, oh, do this because they know like a lot of the women's moves. And it turned out great. So just
Yeah,
like
and
examples like that.
you've definitely grown your move set, your set of moves. Like you mentioned, you incorporate some Tiffany Stratton inspired stuff. I've seen some Sol Ruca inspired stuff. As you're familiarizing yourself more with the history and the landscape, who else have you really found yourself captivated by or studying the work of potentially?
So I've been watching a lot of New Japan, in the 90s, just because a lot of that stuff hasn't been used recently.
Yeah.
So I can definitely recycle and revamp it. But like as far as like modern day wrestling, I tend to watch most of the high flyers, men and females. So like Will Ospreay with AEW, Ricochet, you have Sol Ruca, Tiffany, Kalani Jordan, um, a few others. Just like seeing what they do. Okay, what can I do? How can I make it different? Because I don't want to
Yeah.
steal their stuff. Because obviously, one like a moonsault, everyone does
Yeah.
moonsault. But am I gonna jump up each rope like Tiffany? No, that's disrespectful. And I'm not at that level, so I don't know. In my mind, that's disrespectful. So like I have a moonsault, but I also have a moonsault where I do like a tuck kick out. Nobody else does that. So I haven't done it in a show yet. But maybe eventually at some point I will.
Yeah.
Trying to find that thing that I don't want to say makes me viral, but like the main takeaway that I was told by like the recruiting people at WWE is I need to become marketable because I'm not marketable for my sport anymore, which is understandable. Like I've been out of college for a couple of years now.
Yeah.
So like being a Rutgers gymnast isn't profitable for them. Like the NIL people they bring in are usually seniors in college or they just graduated. So they still have that following
Yeah.
of like fans and stuff like that. Um, in my case, obviously, like, yeah, I was a Rutgers gymnast, and yes, it helps me in the ring. But as far as a business standpoint, like I understand what they said. So I'm trying to market myself as an indie wrestler now, which is why I've been posting a lot more like reels, content on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram, just trying to grow my following that way and show that like, yeah, I can use my background with gymnastics to make myself marketable in wrestling.
Yeah, you've added your own little twist to your moves, like you said too, as well. We've seen them on Instagram and TikTok. We mentioned Tiffany Stratton. I think you actually got approval from Tiffany to do her cartwheel Alabama slam, but with your own
Oh,
little twist
yeah.
on it. How Tell us
Yeah.
about how that conversation went, and obviously you putting your little twist on it.
So I I was and like this is all hearsay, but like I work a lot of extra events. So I
Yes.
I work like Raw and SmackDown and I get to be like a medical standby or like some I've been used once. And I got to get in the ring with Rey
Rey
Mysterio.
Mysterio. Yeah.
Super cool. But if they don't need you, then you usually just sit in gorilla.
Yeah.
So obviously the talent's passing by. So like people I would assume know my face by now. They don't know who I am, but like I've gotten to a point where like I can smile at Tiffany and be like, "Hi." and she said
Yeah.
back. So, with that being said, I posted the TikTok and I tagged her and was like, "Hey, saw your move, wanted to make a little twist on it. Like, let me know what you think of it." And then she responded and said, "OMG, love it." So that was pretty cool. I didn't want to do the Alabama Slam because one, in the indies, nobody takes those, and two, like I understand like that takes a lot of trust from someone that you've never worked before.
Yeah.
Get it? I think we might turn it into a different type of move because what I was doing wasn't really like dynamic enough. But I just that's gonna come at like a time where I can like get a crash pad out, work with a girl, figure out what we were thinking was like because I have them like this, almost like dropping an arm, grabbing their head and going back with them. But like when you go to OVW, you have like an hour to plan
Yeah.
stuff, and there's like 100 people, so trying to do stuff in the ring is really hard.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna come at some point where I try and attempt that, but yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it is experimentation, and it just comes with time too and honing your craft. Definitely, like you said, you just made your debut back in January. That's one of
Mhm.
the things where I have to imagine. I've seen you attempt a lion salt before. It comes
Oh
with practice, like you said.
yeah.
But you mentioned, putting your own twist on things. Let's talk about Seize the Lay. It's a 450, but you do it from a handstand, which is I haven't really seen before. So obviously a lot of that has to do with your gymnastics
Mhm.
background and tying that in. Tell us about the process of creating this move and how it came together.
So I needed a finisher. I was gonna use my moonsault, because it is pretty impactful and it does look
Yes.
different than most people's. But Sophia Rose at OVW uses a moonsault as her finisher. So I was like, okay, I gotta come up with something else. I was working on doing a 450 and I was like, man, I can really give myself whiplash if I don't do this right. And I was like, what if I do it from a handstand instead? Um, and I kind of just kicked up and tried it. And I was like, I've never seen anyone do this. I tried to Google it, see if anyone else has ever done it. I didn't find anything. I was like, okay, let's do it. And so then I got to do it on OVW. Could have definitely tucked my knees a little more. But I was kind of
It's a learning
scared to do it. This
process,
is
my
my first
friend.
time like
Take
getting to
some,
do it. So
yeah.
kind of like swiped my toes a little to like help the impact. Like I definitely could have tucked my knees more, but it was cool. The audience loved it. And yeah, that's kind of where it came from. And I was like, I need a name for it. So I just kind of used Chat GPT and it helped me come up with the Seize the Lay. So
I love it. Seize the day, carpe diem, You're
yep.
definitely seizing the day. Like we said, a lot of things take practice. I feel like nobody has probably nailed their finisher on the first try,
Yeah.
So it's all about honing your craft. But I will say, something that you definitely have honed because it was something that you've been doing since college is your entrance pose when you enter the ring. You obviously go into this split, then this cool kind of leg contortion. I don't even know how to describe it, but tell us about more about your signature pose, and it goes back to the college days, from what I understand.
Yeah, so one of my like oldest best friends, we grew up competing against each other. I was based in Dallas and she was based in San Antonio. And it was like a friendly rivalry in club gymnastics, like in middle school and high school, where like she'd win and then I'd win and then she'd win. But we became like really good friends out of it. And she ended up going to Auburn, into gymnastics there, and she did that pose for her like photo shoot. I think it was our sophomore junior year, and I like FaceTimed her. I said, show me how to do that. I'm doing it. And that'll be kind of like our little thing, like our little tribute to each other. So she got on FaceTime, is like trying to show me how to do it. I don't understand. Like it was a whole ordeal. But yeah, it was kind of like our little thing that we did, as like a memento to each other. And then when I started wrestling, I was like, I need to come up with something in the ring. Okay, like anyone that flips can do a back tuck. Like I don't know. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can do our little pose. So, and I love like bringing it up because then I get to talk about her. Like, she's an amazing girl.
Yeah.
She's in Birmingham now. She's doing like child like hospital pediatric clinical psychology. And I asked her, I was like, yo, do you care if I like do this? And she was like, no, like keep it alive. So
Yeah.
it's a cool little like memento to her and stuff.
Definitely sets you apart too, because not a lot of people have like
Oh, it scares
entrance
everybody.
poses.
It scares everybody. It's an optical illusion though. So essentially I'm doing a split. Like I'm
Yeah.
in a split, but my arm like is over my foot
Yes.
and then I just pull my back leg up.
Yeah.
So it's not as like difficult as it looks. I mean, you have to have like a full split to do
Of
it.
course.
But like there's been photographers that have taken pictures of it from the side and you can see like the optical, like it ruins
Yeah.
the optical illusion.
Yeah.
So,
Well, just don't tell them not to take photos from the side
yeah.
anymore. We want to keep the magic, as they say, keep the kayfabe alive, guys.
Yeah.
I will say though, you mentioned gymnastics was a big part of your life for 18 years. You said it, at least in your own words, that it hurt. There was a lot of ups and downs from what I can imagine. It's a very time consuming and dedicated sport, but it made you the person who you are today. So, in what ways would you say gymnastics has shaped you as a person?
Um, I would say that it definitely keeps me like I have to constantly be doing something. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I know a lot of gymnasts can like testify to this because like you're used to working out 6 days a week, 5 hours a day. So when that just like gets cut off, you're like, what do I do with my life? And you
Yeah.
have to find that time to fill. And so then you like just start doing so many things to keep yourself busy. Um, and it's like a go, 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 go type thing. So like sometimes I have to learn to slow down and be like, okay, I can take this day to actually like chill and not do anything, and it's okay. Oh, yes, hello. Do you want back up? Oh. But like gymnastics is like a love-hate relationship. Most people will say that as well. Sometimes I think about like, how did I do that? And like, I guess in like 20 years, I'm gonna say the same thing about wrestling. Like, how did I
Yeah.
do that? But like, I'm like, man, I really put my body through all of that. And like, it was worth it in the end,
Yeah.
100%. But sometimes I'm like, dang, I was crazy. Like, pro wrestling, and I hate to say this, and I've said this to so many people. I'm like, this is nothing compared to gymnastics. And a lot of people will be like, well, pro wrestling is nothing compared to like football. And I'm like, nah, gymnastics is worse. It's worse. Like
Yeah.
I don't my body was in constant pain for probably the last 6 years I did gymnastics.
And that's
Like,
not even touching the mental stuff that
yeah,
I
yeah,
can imagine.
like you sprain an ankle, okay, you tape it up, 20 minutes later, you have to finish the assignment. It's just like
Yeah.
mental warfare and a physical warfare. So like with wrestling, I think it's a breeze compared to not the cardio, not the cardio,
No, I believe
but
that.
like as far as like the moves and stuff like that, like I wouldn't say I'm not in any pain because like you obviously like you get punched and kicked and stuff
Yeah.
like that. But compared to gymnastics, like you roll an ankle, okay, tape it up. Can you walk on it? Great. Can you run on it? Great. Okay, finish the assignment. Like it's
Yeah.
just oh, your hand rips open and there's blood everywhere.
Yeah.
Tape it up. Okay, finish the assignment. Like it's just one of those like you're on a scholarship, so you're expected to do what
Yeah.
you're asked to do. And it's no
Yeah.
questions asked.
Yeah. I can imagine that. You mentioned obviously once that was kind of done, you were ingrained to be go, go, go all the time. And then you were probably like, how do I fill my time? It seems that you filled a lot of your time by traveling because I feel like even just from your Instagram alone, you've been to India, Mexico, London, Japan, Paris, Berlin, the Netherlands. You're definitely a world traveler. So I have to ask, like, what has been your most prized or cherished travel memory?
Um, I think okay, and it's a funny story. So I guess I need a preference. Like when I graduated college, I was like, every year I'm gonna go somewhere new
Yeah,
because I didn't get the time to do it because of gymnastics. So I put money aside every year to go explore like a new place, a new culture. I find all of that so fascinating, the
hmm,
history and just how other people live. Like I don't like to take advantage of like, yeah, I live in America and like it's great and all, but it is
yeah.
awesome to like see how other people live in other countries and just get to experience it even for like a week or two. But as far as like the craziest travel would have to be I went to India with a guy. So I had met him on a we had gone on a group trip to like Florida
Yeah,
and there were 8 of us that rented this beach house and like everyone knew everyone in some congruency, but like I only knew 4 of the 8 people going to this on
yeah,
this trip. And so he was one of the people I didn't know. And that weekend we all like bonded, had a great time. And he like made a comment, was like, oh yeah, I'm going to this wedding in India in December and I need a date. And I was like, I'll be your date. And he was like, really? And I was like, yeah, like it's on my bucket list to go to a wedding in India. So like if you're down, like I'll go with you. And he was like, he asked his friend, was like, is she being serious? And she was like, yeah, Rachel's serious about this stuff. Like, she's one of the most sporadic people. Like, if you say something, she's gonna agree to it and she's gonna book the tickets. So literally, like 2, 3 days later, he called me up, was like, so you're serious? And I'm like, yeah, let's get the tickets booked. So like we booked the tickets. We went to Japan first for like 3, 4 days, and then we
yeah.
flew to India. I did not know anyone there. I did not know the bride, the groom, nobody. But we had a great time and it was so fun. And like everyone was so nice to me. The food was great. India was definitely an experience, to say the least. But like the wedding was beautiful, everything was nice, everyone was awesome, and got my flight and said thanks to the guy and have not spoken to him since. So,
Feels,
but that was just it. I mean, like we have our group chat. So
yeah.
like if we plan something together, like then we'll do it. But like it was just kind of one of those do it for the vibes type of thing, like do it for the plot.
Hmm.
And like we both knew that going into it. So like he was like, if you're ever in Austin, like reach out. And I was like, well, if you're ever in Nashville, reach out to me. And yeah, so that was a cool little trip we went on and had a blast.
Two more questions for you. That sounds like you're very spontaneous, and I admire that because traveling is a dream for a lot of people. You've definitely seen a lot more than most people have had. You mentioned Japan. I don't know if this was during this, but I do know that you've gone real life Mario Karting in
Yeah.
Tokyo, which sounds like a lot of fun. I need all the deets on that. How was that experience?
Yeah, so you have to get an international driver's license
Okay.
before you go over there or they won't let you do it. But it was so fun. We got there. We made the reservations before we went to Japan. And you get there, they do a little crash course. They let you pick out what type of onesie you want to wear. They have like so many to choose from. And then they have a person in front that's driving like a ATV and then a photographer and a videographer behind so they could take pictures and stuff. And so we got to switch so that like we could be in the front for a little bit and then the
Yeah.
other people could be in the front. We had a small group, so there was only 4 of us, which was nice. But yeah, it was like a 3 hour like excursion type of thing. And we got to go through like Shibuya and like a couple other places. And we were going like probably like 40, 50 miles an hour. It was like we were cruising. So it was a lot of fun. It was cold though. Like we were there in December. So it was
Oh
like
yeah.
It was like 50s, which wasn't bad, but when you're driving
in
that
your outs and it's not like a
without,
closed roof car.
yes,
Yeah, yeah.
like it was cold. It was very cold. So,
You know, as you're looking towards the future now, I know you're aiming to get your name out there more and eventually be offered another tryout with WWE, but what are some of your other personal and professional goals right now?
I just think any contract I would be grateful to obtain. I don't want to say I'm limiting my options.
Yeah,
Um, but I just moved to Orlando a couple weeks ago, which is hence why I don't have a couch.
makes sense.
It got lost in the mail and had to, that was a whole
Yeah,
ordeal. So I've been here for a month now and we've been couchless for a month, even though I ordered the couch before I moved here.
yeah.
That it would be here by the time I got here. No. So we've been having World War III, Rachel versus the sectional sofa.
Hmm.
But the first one got damaged in the mail. The second one got lost in the mail. The third one is now being delivered on Thursday. I went physically into a store and I was like, okay, I want this physical couch at my place on Thursday because I'm going to a work conference
Yeah,
Monday through Wednesday this next week. They're like, okay. And I got the manager's personal number. So if it doesn't show up on
yeah.
Thursday, I could call him. But regardless, yeah, so I moved here about 3 weeks ago, almost a month now. Just to get better training. I'm working at Flatbacks now.
Tyler Breeze,
So
Sean Spears, great.
yes,
Yeah,
yes. And I told them like I walked in there and I was like, hey, like I was told by Gabe Sapolsky that this is one of the best schools to come train at. These are my goals. If you want to watch some of my videos, you can watch them. I'll show you what I can in the ring. But I want a contract. So like
yeah,
me through whatever you need to put me through in order for me to prove to y'all that you can call up anyone at any of those three-letter organizations and be like, hey, we have this girl. Like, hey, we have this girl. She's ready. We approve of her. We've trained her. We got her down to a T. She can do what you need her to do. And they were like, okay. And I was like, okay, let's make it happen. So been training with them for the past 3 weeks now. Obviously, I'm gonna be training with them full time here on
yeah,
out because I moved down here full time. Um, Trying to get on promotions down here. So, did CCW like my
yeah,
first week down here against Nikki Blackheart. That was a great match. Did Shine Wrestling. Was in a six-man tag for that. I had my ALW debut yesterday. It was a fatal four-way. So yeah, just trying to reach out to promoters down here. Obviously, like they don't know who I am. But just trying to get my name out, get reps, get good quality reps with some reputable people, so that I can send stuff to everyone and I can get some more traction and notice because it's all about who you know. So
yeah.
I moved to the
Well,
place where everyone is at so that they can
that's
know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, just off the top of my head, obviously, like Cassie Lee has been training there, Charlotte Flair, Kiana James, I've been seeing train there at Flatbacks. A lot of notable people down there, and especially just in like the Florida area in general is obviously a big hub and like obviously the central hub for a lot of the big promotions. So I think that that's a great professional move and like personally to kind of strengthen your repertoire even more and continue to learn. Final question, you're trying to build your brand. I'm sure you have a lot of goals in mind. Who are some of your dream matches or opponents that you're looking at?
In the indies, I would say like unsigned talent. I would say I mean any of the like girls that have been let go by WWE would be great. Like I got to meet Shotzi yesterday and Priscilla Kelly. So
Yeah.
those would be cool matches. But I guess people that have never been signed, Brittany Brooks.
Oh yeah.
That would be cool. Brooke Havoc. I've met her, but I've met her a couple times, but I haven't been in a match with her yet. I think that would be a cool match. Um, but again, like I don't know a lot of people because I am so new. So
That's
like off
true.
the top of my head, those are the first two I can think of. As far as like sign talent goes, I think Maggie Lee would be really cool. She's with TNA.
Oh yeah.
She's a former volleyball player, so
Yes.
um and then I mean Tiffany, but any of the athletic girls, I think it would be cool to go tit for tat. Because like not Tiffany, Kalani and Sol Ruka did a match last year, I believe is that Heat Wave.
Yes.
And that, like, I've watched that
Amazing.
religiously because I'm like, yo, that's like a dream to do a match with someone like that is as athletically capable as myself, or even more athletically
Yeah.
capable. Like, it would push me to do better. Oh, I guess an intergender match. If I did one with Jack Cartwheel, I think that would be fun.
Yes.
Because we have the same background. He was a gymnast as well. They don't do really a lot of intergender matches, anywhere, but I
Depends
think
where you go,
I
but
think that would
yeah.
be a cool one. Um, I'm not gonna say he did steal my finisher, but
But you're gonna not say that
but
as well.
I posted it on Instagram, and 2 weeks later on Evolve,
Mm.
someone did it. And everyone was like, because I like said something to a few people. I was like, he's never done that. They're like, well, he always did the cast handstand in the middle of the ropes. I said, yeah, but he would do it into an inverted elbow drop.
It's
He
true.
wouldn't do it into
Hmm.
like a
Hmm.
450 splat. So am I saying he stole it? No. But I do find it a little coincidental that
Mm.
2 weeks after. But also, I don't even know when the Evolve tapings are. So maybe he did do it
That's
before me.
true.
That's what I'm
It's true.
saying. That's
We
what
need
I'm saying.
further
I don't
investigation.
know. I don't know. And I've met him before. He's very nice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm not saying anything bad. He's a really nice guy. So maybe
Yeah.
he did do it before me. But
Hmm.
I do have receipts that I've been training it for a while. So if
That's true.
someone says I stole it from him, I can be like, no.
You got the
But
receipts to
maybe
back
he
you up
stole
on
it
a
from
lot of
me.
things.
Maybe he stole it from me. We will never know.
Maybe. Further investigation is what we need. But
Yeah.
like you mentioned, you got the receipts for a lot of things, which that's always good to have up your back pocket. But
Yeah.
Rachel, before we let you go, please let the listeners know where they can find you online and support you. You're pretty much everywhere.
Okay, yeah. So Instagram is Rachel underscore Lay, Ley, but it's
Yes.
like the potato chip. That's what I tell people. All my usernames are different, so I have to go through each one. Twitter is Rachel Lay 98. I just now started posting on Twitter. So it's kind of just the beginnings of me
Welcome. Welcome to the dark side.
me trying to post stuff on Twitter, so I'm trying to get leeway there.
I get it.
My TikTok is Ray underscore Lay, so RAE underscore LEY. I think that's it. Those are the
Yeah.
big three.
Yeah, a lot of great content on TikTok and Instagram, especially if you guys are looking for kind of like a behind the scenes or like real life look at Rachel's work. She's got you covered there, and a mix of like I post some of your travel experiences too, reliving vicariously through you. And she's a lover of Dr. Pepper, so I see
Oh,
you always
yes.
shouting that out
Oh,
too.
yes. Yeah.
Um, so if you're a fan of that, drop her a follow. If you're a fan
Dr.
of
Pepper
wrestling,
and Harry Styles or One
yes.
Direction. Yeah.
I am a 1D girly. I don't care. I don't care what happened. R.I.P. Liam. That's still so sad. But I am a One Direction girly as well. I'm really looking forward to your Harry gear. We will have to stay tuned to see that on your socials. But in the meantime, Rachel, thank you so much for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. No, I had a great time. It was nice talking to you.